you hopefully don't feel like you are the Grinch himself. You might relate a little bit because of the stress of the holidays. Oh my gosh, the cost of everything. People pulling on you from many different directions. We have the list of gifts to buy. We have the shipping to track. We have the meals to prepare. There's a recent survey that I wanted to tell you about, conducted by the APA, the American Psychological Association. 9 in 10 grown-ups say they feel significant stress during the holiday. They've got too much to do. They got to find the right gifts. They spend too much money, yada, yada. We've got to have somebody on who's a professional because we need a therapy session right about now. So a psychologist at Massachusetts General Hospital, Dr. Ellen Braaten, a PhD. Thank you so much, Dr. Braaten, for being here. Okay, so let's not ask why. Let's ask, how do we address it? How do we deal with stress and bring ourselves back to square one and breathe?
Well, you gave a great overview about the things that we tend to be stressed about. And another study looked at what are the three things that things that we're most stressed about. It's money, it's financial responsibilities that happen because of the holidays, it's interpersonal relationships, especially with family members, and it's maintaining our own healthy habits. So we tend to not sleep as well, eat as well, we don't exercise the way we typically do, and that gets us all out of sorts. So any of the things that we can do to manage each one of those, when you think about it, it's pretty easy to manage money. I shouldn't say pretty easy, but it's one thing we do have control over. And the same with our ability to manage our own health, our sleep. And it's hard, but that's where we would start when we want to think about how do we control the stress at this time in our lives.
So do we all just need to go get a massage and get our nails done? I mean, a facial, it feels as though when you have so much on your plate, you're trying to give to others, but you end up taking from them because you snap, you get frustrated, you hang up the phone abruptly, you say, I'm not talking to you anymore, talk to me in the new year.
There's a really good reason for this. Our brains have to process a lot of information at this time, and we have to go from one thing to the next and back to another. And for many of us, that's hard, even on good days. But it's hard for all of us when we have too much to process and where we have to kind of shift set from one thing to the next to another thing. And that leaves our brains with less resources to process other things like memory and like managing our emotions. And that's why it's so hard for us. So yes, things like getting a massage, getting our nails done, anything that kind of can step us back from that. But it doesn't have to even cost money. It can be taking a walk. It can be listening to music.
I like that.
It can be connecting with somebody that you really want to connect with.
Yeah. Oh, I like start new traditions. So it's like, okay, everybody, we're not doing gifts this year.
Exactly. And it might be a little bit too late for that this year, but you might feel more in control if you talk about it for next year. And it really is the sort of thing, making your own traditions, and it doesn't have to be expensive. If you love to bake, terrific. Share that with your family members. If you don't, let it go. So don't put that kind of pressure on you that you feel like you need to keep up traditions that don't actually make you happy and grateful for the holidays. Think about the sorts of things that will make you grateful. And I also think thinking about gratitude in general can bring down our stress level. So it's a really easy thing to just sort of think about, what am I happy about today? What am I grateful for? That is a really great way to reset our brain into feeling grateful, gratitude, and happy.
I love that. Psychologist at Massachusetts General Hospital, Dr. Ellen Braaten. I'm going to say all the things I'm grateful for. I'm going to say all the people I forgive. And I'm going to say all of the things that I'm going to bless and love. Because if you speak positively, right, it ends up making you feel more positive.
Completely. It actually changes your brain chemistry. It's a great idea.
We all need good brains nowadays. We all need to be able to think clearly. And in traffic, I forgive that driver that's tailgating me. All right. Thank you very much. I'm practicing. Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.